Hello, you're watching News9 Live. A high-level meeting of the NCP was held today. In the meeting, all NCP spokespersons passed a resolution and sent it to Praful Patel that Sharad Pawar's resignation was rejected in the meeting. The core committee had also rejected Sharad Pawar's resignation. Like I said earlier, Praful Patel meanwhile has also proposed to make Pawar party president yet again.
हमने सबने यूनानिमसली सर्वानुमति ये सर्वसम्मति से एक यहाँ पर अपना प्रस्ताव पास किया है और वो प्रस्ताव मैं पढ़ के केवल इतना ही बताऊंगा कि राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पक्ष के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष देश के नेता माननीय शरद पवार साहब इन्होंने राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष पद का इस्तीफा देने का अपना विचार व्यक्त किया। आदरणीय शरद पवार साहब का राजीनामा हम एक मत से सर्वानुमत नामंजूर करते हैं और उनको सामूहिक तौर से ये हम विनती करते हैं कि उन्होंने अपने इस पद पर कायम रहना चाहिए और ये जिम्मेदारी उन्होंने निभाते रहना चाहिए। तो ये हमारा ये ठहराव है और ये प्रस्ताव को हमने पारित करके अब हम पवार साहब को भी विनती करेंगे कि ये पक्ष की भावना है, पक्ष के सभी जिम्मेदार लोगों को जिनको आपने ये काम कहा था कि अगले अध्यक्ष का आप चयन करिए, तो ये हमारा फैसला है कि हम अध्यक्ष का चयन नहीं कर पाएंगे क्योंकि सभी की भावना ये है कि आप ही ने इस देश का राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पक्ष का राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष पद का कारभार संभालना चाहिए। आप देश के एक माने हुए कद्दावर नेता हैं, सब आपको चाहते हैं, सब आपको मानते हैं, आपका एक स्टेचर अलग है, आपका एक रिस्पेक्ट अलग है और आपने आज सक्रिय राजनीति में रहते हुए राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी की जिम्मेदारी संभालना चाहिए।
पवार साहब और हमारे वरिष्ठ नेताओं को जो आग्रह करके कहा कि ये समय नहीं है पवार साहब बाजू में हटने का, कम से कम पार्लियामेंट का इलेक्शन तक तो रुकना ही चाहिए और वो सारी चीज़ों का हमने विचार विमर्श उसके ऊपर किया और हमने एक लाइन रिजोल्यूशन हमारी कमेटी ने पास किया है कि पवार साहब ही हमारी राष्ट्रीय स्तर की समिति पक्ष के अध्यक्षता पे कायम रहे।
सर, आपको मिलते रहे लेकिन उम्र के नाते निर्णय लिया था, स्वास्थ्य के नाते और भी कारण थे?
पार्टी आगे जाने के लिए नए लोगों को चांस देने के लिए उन्होंने शायद निर्णय लिया होगा। मैं कल शाम को भी उनके साथ था और उनका यही कहना था कि पार्टी आगे जाने के लिए कुछ हमें नए लोगों को सामने लाना चाहिए, लेकिन अभी हमने तो तय किया है और हमारा कहना यह है कि आने वाले पार्लियामेंट इलेक्शन विधानसभा के महाराष्ट्र में चुनाव होने वाले जो हमारे लिए महत्वपूर्ण है, तब तक तो पवार साहब को हमारा अध्यक्षता के ऊपर रहना ही चाहिए।
पवार साहब, क्या आपको लगता है कि आपके लोगों के फैसले को मानने वाले हैं? क्योंकि लगातार
मैं कल शाम को था पवार साहब के साथ, काफी वक्त मैंने गुजारा और उसमें मैंने उनको बार बार ये कहा कि ये उनको हमारी सबकी ये मांग है। पवार साहब ने तभी कुछ मेरा माना नहीं, वो बोले कि नहीं अब निर्णय लिया ही है, लेकिन आज फिर एक बार रिजोल्यूशन हमने किया है, सब जाके उनके घर पे जाके उनको मिलने वाले हैं। उसमें हम सब फिर एक बार कहेंगे कि पूरे देश के लिए उनका रहना बहुत जरूरी है, सिर्फ राष्ट्रवादी के लिए नहीं, पूरे देश में अलग अलग पार्टियों के जो विपक्ष के नेता है वो सारे लोगों ने पवार साहब को कहा है, मुझे नहीं लेकिन हमारे राष्ट्रीय स्तर के जो नेता है उन सबको कहा है कि पवार साहब ही वहां रहना चाहिए।
And to speak more on it, my colleague Brijesh Pandey joins us in the studio. Brijesh, you know, since for the past 4-5 days in television we say, no, loop mein laga do, same thing playing again and again. It's like this in Marathi tamasha chalu hai. I mean, it doesn't finish at all. You know, I just want to know that if you can decode what is happening behind it. Yes, ostensibly it seems everyone is very, very, sad, dejected that he's decided to make up his mind. Yesterday he clearly said, "Meri umr ho gayi, ab mujhe jaane dijiye." You know, the point is, what do you see behind it? Because you know, Chhagan Bhujbal has also said that no, he is the only leader who can lead the NCP. Do you think this is a kind of a miasma? This is a kind of a smokescreen which is being...
Well, Sudha, I would say that never take a politician at the face value.
Exactly.
If he says something, don't believe him. If that politician is Sharad Pawar, don't believe him into 100. So I would say that, you know, that the shock therapy, as many are calling it, which Sharad Pawar administered on his own party, was, you know, as we have been saying right from day one, it was also an effort on the part of Sharad Pawar to gauge his own standing within the party. You know, he's the tallest leader, there is no two ways about it. And nobody says that, you know, nobody can say that or try to second guess his hold over the party, which he has demonstrated, you know, several times. The most effective demonstration of it was when Ajit Pawar left the party and formed government along with Devendra Fadnavis. You know, what started off as a cracker of at the dawn of the day for the BJP turned out to be a massive embarrassment for them by the end of the evening. What is happening is that, you know, that the Pawar Saab was also realizing that, you know, that a time has come for him to, you know, to bifurcate his legacy in a way that his daughter is also settled and his legacy, political legacy, which is NCP, also doesn't suffers a body blow. That is why the demarcation has been a very judicious one. You know, Supriya Sule left for the Delhi circuit and Ajit Pawar for the inner thing. But I think, you know, the politician within, of what I could gather from, you know, my reading would be that the politician within Sharad Pawar is just not letting it go without one final, you know, assertion that he still remains the king. And, you know, come what may, he is the one who can decide anything and everything that happens with NCP. You know, I've been saying it from day one that, you know, it is Sharad Pawar retires only when Sharad Pawar decides to. You cannot force him, you cannot corner him. And, you know, he formed a committee. He said yesterday, he said that, no, I'm not going to, you know, come back. I have made the decision, so on and so forth. But the same committee which he has decided to elect new has rejected his own you know, resignation. So we are back to square one, right exactly where we left this conversation on day one. Now tomorrow is going to his pocket borough Baramati. And you know, I think in the next 2-3 days, once he is very assured of, you know, of his position solidifying within the NCP, then I think he's going to decide on his next move. So I think by Monday we'll have a much clearer picture of where exactly Sharad Pawar stands on his decision vis-a-vis his resignation.
Yeah, so the weekend maybe, you know, be giving him that kind of a...
Exactly.
But tell me something, you don't see this as efforts by even others. You think that the buck stops with Sharad Pawar? Fine, that is one part of the story. Do you think part B is that maybe many don't want Ajit Pawar to, you know, be in that position? I mean, sorry, but it's a habit that one keeps looking for conspiracy theories when it's trained like that. So don't you think, like Chhagan Bhujbal saying, no one but Sahib can only be the boss. A lot of people are saying it. Of course, there is 2024. Even Muka Stalin from Tamil Nadu, he has said, Sharad Pawar Sahab, you should wait till 2024. You know, although NCP winning great votes, we haven't seen, you know, at least I do not know. It's not a great. Don't you think that it is an effort maybe by the locals and by the local strongmen to say that Ajit Pawar na ban jaye?
See, the thing is that there can never be a situation, at least I have not seen in my years of covering politics, there can never be a situation in a political party when power transfer happens without bloodbath or its own fair share of controversy. See, be it, you know, DMK patriarch, you know, when he made Stalin his successor, start giving him more power. Then we saw what Adagiri did, and, you know, the massive crying and all. It went on back and forth for a year and all. We saw the same happening in Samajwadi Party, you know, when everybody knew that it was Akhilesh Yadav who is the new anointed boss. But you know, it did not went on without its share of drama, crying, Netaji's arboses. So this is also not going to be devoid of its fair share of theatrics. You can never see a transfer of power without its fair share of theatrics. But the point is that, Sudha, nobody, this even Sharad Pawar knows. That is the reason why, you know, otherwise a father would want his daughter or his son to be at the center stage. The politics of NCP revolves in Maharashtra. But the reason why he shifted his daughter to the Delhi circuit and give it to his nephew Ajit Pawar is because he also knows the power of Ajit Pawar. You know, there may be a Chhagan Bhujbal who may not like Ajit Pawar or a Praful Patel who may not like Ajit Pawar. But it is undisputed that Ajit Pawar, after Sharad Pawar, is the most powerful and strong leader in the NCP. So I think Ajit Pawar still, but again that comes with a very loaded if If Sharad Pawar intention is clear that yes, this time I want to hand over my legacy to both my nephew and daughter, then nobody can stop Ajit Pawar from becoming. And the voices of Chhagan Bhujbal or Patels and the others, Hawards and all, only can become effective if Sharad Pawar lends its moral support to them.
Right. Now, there is also in April, if you may recall, Supriya Sule did speak about that, there are going to be two major developments. You remember that, right? So we were all like, okay, deja vu when it actually happened. Do you think, many times over, you remember the controversy about Sonia Gandhi's foreign origin, and that gave the birth to NCP. At that time, Sharad Pawar had very clearly spoken about dynastic politics. But look at this now. So I am asking you that Supriya Sule was very much in the know of what is going to happen. So all this about that one is surprised. I mean, maybe the cadre also knew. Brijesh?
No, the cadre didn't know. The cadre didn't
know. But senior leaders,
Brijesh? The first family definitely knew. Even the leaders were taken in by surprise, I think, but Supriya Sule, Pratibha Tai and Ajit Pawar were in the news. See, there's a saying that, preachers say, do as I say, not as I do. And that applies, 100% to the politics, which is that they say one thing when it comes to dynasty of other parties, and it's another game altogether when it talks about dynasty in your own family.
Right.
I think, Sharad Pawar, this is something which Sharad Pawar has to do. Age is not on his side, and it's only few years before your mental and physical health allows you to function that effectively as you can. The second best option is that the MVA and the likes of Stalin, likes of other chief ministers, they would want, if I'm an opposition leader, I would love to see Sharad Pawar till 2024. Because I don't think that the likes of Supriya Sule or Ajit Pawar has that national bandwidth to deal with other parties to bring around this kind of a change as far as the politics of 2024 is concerned. The major concern of the BJP in 2024 Maharashtra is that Maharashtra, Bihar, two states where they are not getting that positive results as they would have hoped so, and that is the reason why they would want to break away the Mahavikas Aghadi. And what better than getting Sharad Pawar and NCP getting away from that, and the entire MVA collapsing under its own share of contradictions.
Absolutely. And I just want to know if you can, there is some kind of soothsaying that I would request you to do, which is that in the eventuality that Ajit Pawar takes over the mantle, of course, there are rumors that he may just shake hands with Shinde and, jump over to the other side. But the point is, and apparently Sharad Pawar is saying, you do it on your own. I don't want you to do this when you are under my Chhatra Chaya. In the sense, I shouldn't be seen anywhere close to what is called as a, a parochial party. I want to ask you that Ajit Pawar, who does he have the greatest danger from? Will it be from Praful Patel and the likes of Chhagan Bhujbal, or do you think Ajit Pawar will sail very, very smoothly and have no problem because Sharad Pawar has, prepared the ground enough for him?
I think the only person Ajit Pawar would face any kind of trouble if he faces will be from Sharad Pawar. So if Sharad Pawar has genuinely allowed this succession to go through, I don't think Chhagan Bhujbal and the likes or anybody has the likes to or the bandwidth to outwit or cause trouble for Ajit Pawar. See, it's very strange, that there are various factors at play. One factor which has become a part of Indian political discourse in the last 7-8 years is the central agencies. The Enforcement Directorate, the ED, the CBI, the IT, and with most of these regional leaders on their target, it makes them very potential collaborators with the center. So that factor is also play. We saw how there was massive criticism about the kind of clean sheet which was given to Ajit Pawar in the irrigation scam and all. So I think for him to shift to BJP, there's a fair degree of possibility. Sharad Pawar can take refuge under the fact that as long as I was alive, I ensured that MVA doesn't fall.
Yeah.
But for that, once I have handed over the reins to Ajit Pawar, now I think it's his decision.
कुठलाही प्रस्ताव आला नव्हता. वन लाईन ठरावे की साहेबांनी कंटिन्यू करावं. एवढा सगळे प्रश्न विचारणार असाल तर मी उत्तर नाही देऊ शकत. मराठी संपू द्या ना.
राजीनामा दिल्यानंतर तुम्ही रडत होते, भावनिक झाले होते. आज त्यांनी एकमताने प्रस्ताव पारित केला अजून मान्य नाही केला, परंतु तुमची काय भावना?
मी आनंदी आहे. ठराव झाला आणि शरद पवार जनमताचा आदर करणारे नेते आहेत. सामुदायिक शक्तीचा आदर करणारे. कॅमेराकडे बघा हे सर्वात बाकी
आप हिंदी में बता दीजिए कि हिंदी में बता दीजिए कि आज आप लोगों ने मुलाकात की पवार साहब से, क्या निर्णय आया है, क्या उन्होंने कहा?
पवार साहब का निर्णय, पवार साहब का नहीं, कमेटी का निर्णय प्रफुल्ल पटेल साहब और जयंत पाटिल साहब ने आपको बताया है, वही निर्णय जाके हमने अंदर बताया। अब पवार साहब अपना निर्णय लेंगे।
आपने भी आंदोलन किया था, आप भी बहुत भावुक हुए थे, क्या आपको उम्मीद है कि पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्स?
शरद पवार को सिर्फ ब्रह्मदेव समझ सकते हैं और कोई आदमी नहीं इस दुनिया पे जो शरद पवार के मुंह में क्या है, दिल में क्या है और जबान पे क्या है ये समझ सकते
वापस
हैं।
ले लेंगे इस्तीफा? उम्मीद है आप लोगों को इस्तीफा वापस? क्या
देखो, मैं तो पहले दिन से कह रहा हूँ कि उनको इस्तीफा देने का कोई अधिकार ही नहीं था।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
So there you had it, Jitendra Ahwad, who was speaking, and let's bring back the focus on what exactly transpired when these leaders went and met with Sharad Pawar. For instance, Prafull Patel. Brijesh, you know, there is one line in that. He says, "मुझे 2-3 दिन का समय दीजिए, मैं आपको बताता हूँ." So what you were saying is that Sharad Pawar may be still mulling over the entire decision. Do you think that is what is my takeaway?
Could be, absolutely. And you know, and I think, you know, one Jitendra Ahwad said one line which we've been saying several times, but he put it so eloquently. I mean, a politician is always better when it comes to these one-liners. He said, like, when reporters kept on pestering him, he said, like, you know, what is he thinking? What is he thinking? He said, like, Sharad Pawar के जिह्वा में क्या है और मन में क्या है वो ब्रह्मा भी नहीं जानता, हम कैसे बता दें? So I think this, you know, pretty much sums up the enigma called Sharad Pawar. I think yes, Sharad Pawar. It looks like, you know, as the day progresses after the announcement and all, looks like that, you know, Sharad Pawar basically gave a shock treatment to his own party cadres, leaders, to jolt them out of their situation and also to gauge firsthand who are with him and who are with Ajit Pawar. You know, as the talk of Ajit Pawar defecting to BJP is gaining ground. And remember, usually, you know, when you keep on reporting these kind of things, you know, that, you know, 20, 30, 40 MLAs and you are going to shift and all. If a neta wants to put an end to it, you know, he can send defamation notice to you or, like, you know, come forward and put his position and clarify his position. Not that much has been done. So, you know, it's not like it's a smoke without fire as far as chances of Ajit Pawar shifting base to the BJP and like, you know, breaking away from the NCP. So I think, you know, Sharad Pawar is gauging his own strength, seeing how for the first hand, assessing it first hand, that I know how many people are with him, how many people are with Ajit Pawar, and how this situation pans out. Who knows, Sharad Pawar, you know, after this display of you know, crying tears and implorations are like, you know, Sahib come back and all, may melt and decide to remain the president of NCP.
Absolutely, and let's listen into what Prafull Patel had to say.
हम सब लोगों ने जो मीटिंग में पास किया प्रस्ताव, ये आपको हम सादर कर रहे हैं। हमारी इच्छा है कि आप इस प्रस्ताव का आदर करिए, लोगों की भावनाओं का, वर्कर की, पार्टी के लोगों के नेताओं का आदर करिए। और उन्होंने कहा है कि मुझे थोड़ा वक्त मैं इस पे सोचता हूँ और उसके बाद में मैं आपको बताऊंगा। मैं तो समझता हूँ कि कम से कम कुछ घंटों का वक्त तो देना चाहिए। अभी के अभी उनसे हम कहें कि अभी के अभी आप हमको बता दीजिए। हमने उनको विनती की है, उन्होंने सहानुभूति पूर्वक हमारी बात को सुना है, लेकिन अब आखिर वो नेता है, हम उनको ये तो नहीं कह सकते कि अभी के अभी हमें जवाब दीजिए। उन्होंने कहा है कि मुझे थोड़ा वक्त सोचने का दीजिए, तो हम जैसे भी हमारे पास कोई और सूचना आएगी, हम आपके सामने उस बात को रखने के लिए फिर से आएंगे।
You know, Brijesh, all this is fine. Now for Maharashtra politics, maybe, you know, he's someone who's a strongman. But this 2024, I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, there is one thing being imaginative.
समिती कमिटी निर्माण केली होती, त्यांच्या राजीनाम्यानंतर पुढचा विचार विमर्श करण्यासाठी, निर्णय घेण्यासाठी त्या कमिटीची जी मीटिंग झाली, एकमताने त्या कमिटीमध्ये निर्णय घेण्यात आला। पवार साहेबांनी दिलेला राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाच्या अध्यक्षपदाचा राजीनामा हा नामंजूर करण्यात येत आहे आणि यापुढे सुद्धा त्यांनी राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेसचं राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष म्हणून काम करण्याची विनंती त्या पत्रामध्ये त्यांना करण्यात आली। ते पत्र घेऊन आम्ही सगळ्यांनी त्यांना दिलं. त्यांना परत तोंडी विनंती केलेली आहे. देशभरातले अनेक नेते जे आहेत, मुख्यमंत्री जे आहेत, ते आपल्याशी बोलले. कार्यकर्ते जे आहेत राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाचे इतर राज्यातले, ते इथे येऊन बसलेले आहेत. नेते येऊन बसलेले आहेत, मंत्री आहेत त्यातले दुसऱ्या राज्यातले. आणि आपण पाहतात की या कार्यकर्त्यांचा सुद्धा आक्रोश महाराष्ट्रात सुरू आहे. आपण या संदर्भामध्ये सकारात्मक निर्णय घ्यावा, विचार करावा. थोडक्यात म्हणजे आता कृपया अंत पाहू नये अशा प्रकारची विनंती जी आहे पुन्हा त्यांना आम्ही केलेली आहे. अर्थात त्यांना हे पत्र दिल्यानंतर आणखी 2-3 काय त्यांना जो वेळ लागेल तो आम्ही आपल्याला द्यायला पाहिजे. त्यानंतर ते तुमच्याशी बोलतील. आम्ही त्यांना सांगितलं की ह्या ज्या सगळ्या भावनांचा आपण विचार करावा काय आणि सकारात्मक विचार निर्णय घ्यावा अशी आम्ही हात जोडून त्यांना विनंती केलेली आहे. अजून तरी काही रिएक्शन दिलेली नाही. देखिए, जो कमेटी पवार साहब ने निर्माण की थी, उनके इस्तीफा देने के बाद कि वो अगला निर्णय जो ये समिति लेंगी, उस समिति की जो कमेटी की मीटिंग हुई, एक दिल से एक मत से निर्णय हुआ कि पवार साहब ही राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पक्ष के जो अगले आगे भी अध्यक्ष पद पर बने रहेंगे, ऐसी विनती जो है उनको की है. और हमारा वो जो एक दिल से जो निर्णय हुआ है, उनकी जो प्रस्ताव जो उसका उनको हमने सौंप दिया है. और हम सब लोग जो थे करीबन 25 लोग, सब लोगों ने कहा कि आप देख रहे हैं सारे देश भर के कितने सारे चीफ मिनिस्टर को आपको फ़ोन आ रहे हैं, नेताओं को फ़ोन आ रहे हैं. राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पक्ष के दूसरे राज्यों से नेता यहाँ आकर बैठे हैं, उसमें मंत्री है, फॉर्मर मिनिस्टर भी है. और यहाँ के कार्यकर्ता का अभी जो आक्रोश आप देख रहे हो, हमने कहा कि हाथ जोड़कर अब जो है आप इन सब का दिल जो है रखने की कोशिश आपको करनी होगी. हमारे लिए आपको ये विनती हमारी मान्य करनी होगी और इस बात का आप सकारात्मक दिल से जो है निर्णय आपको लेना चाहिए. ये हाथ जोड़कर हमने उनको विनती की है. मेरे ख्याल से कुछ समय जो है देना चाहिए. उन्होंने कुछ अभी तो कुछ कहा नहीं, मगर मैं समझता हूँ कि वो खुद आपको जो है उनका जो अगर निर्णय होता है तो आपको जो है उनको आपको इतला कर देंगे.
Yeah, so it seems like it's pretty much status quo. Chhagan Bhujbal also saying that we've requested him, Vinati kiya hai. Lot of other chief ministers have also been calling him. But I was asking you before Chhagan Bhujbal began speaking, do you think Sharad Pawar will really matter in, I'm asking you in the sense of a front being formed, which is being now led by Nitish and also Stalin and Mamata Banerjee and KCR. KCR of course checked out of it. But then all this, Sharad Pawar is nowhere in the scene when it comes to doing it.
I would say this, Sudha, that compared to most of the people you have just named, Sharad Pawar remains the most connected people when it comes to his relationship with other top leaders of the other parties. More than Nitish Kumar, I think Sharad Pawar has the stature and Sharad Pawar has the connection. That is why majority of these opposition parties are requesting Sharad Pawar to stay till 2024. The reason why BJP is so concerned about Maharashtra is that there have been surveys and all which have been done by the party and which did the round. Of course, the party denied it. But the fact of the matter is that what they thought that by breaking Shiv Sena and forming government there, they would be in the dominant position. That narrative hasn't found audience. And what is happening is that out of 48 seats, the survey says that if these three parties remain intact, they can get as much as 28 to 30 seats,
right,
which is criminal for the BJP, because the BJP's sole focus is not on this election or that election. BJP's sole focus right now is 2024, and they don't want anything to disturb that narrative, whatever the cost. And this is the reason why, this is exactly where Sharad Pawar becomes very, very key player. Because, you know, if you remove Sharad Pawar from the picture,
right,
you remove Sharad Pawar from the picture, the entire Maharashtra Vikas Agadi and all, it's
a house of cards then.
It's a house of cards, it just collapses.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is where Sharad Pawar becomes extremely crucial to the key of the. And second thing, you know, when it comes to outmaneuver the BJP, the current lot of the BJP leadership, you know, Sharad Pawar has demonstrated it effectively that he can do it single-handedly.
So the old fox has
The old fox has more weight on the ground rather than, you know, say a Nitish Kumar right now. Nitish Kumar is more of a belagard. You know, he has to like say, no, I want to be CM. No, I'm just facilitator and all. Sharad Pawar words carry more weight than a Nitish Kumar.
And he's also not in the PM race anymore. Remember, twice it was pipped, and then, you know, you remember that after that.
I will never ever use this word, Sudha, that anybody is not in the PM race. If they come within kissing distance of the position, trust me, whether they could be 95, they could still would want to sit on that coveted chair.
But let's see on Monday. I hope it goes this way or that, and there is no more drama or mystery to it.
You'll have to wait for some time before it gets settled decisively.
Absolutely. And with that, it's a wrap. And for more news and analysis, as always, keep watching News9 Live.